Put your head on my shoulder. Hold me in your arms, baby.
Hi everybody and welcome back to Guy Science. I'm Guy and today I'm here with and what are we making today?
Today we are making a volcano.
Okay, great. What's the first thing we need?
We need some flour and a big piece of cardboard and a half a bottle.
Okay, great. I've already cut the bottle already, so we've got half the bottle. Okay, great. What do we need then?
We need lots of old papers and strips.
Okay, I've already ripped some paper. It's here in strips. And use it. Okay, what do we need then?
We need to put a cup of water in a bowl and some flour.
Okay, right, so about 1 cup of water, 1 cup of flour. I've got my water, I can pour it in. Any kind of flour is okay, I can pour in. To make my glue. If it's too watery, you can add more flour so it will stick. What do we need to do next?
We need to put the paper into the glue.
Okay, let's give it a try. So I've got out my glue, make it wet, and what do we do there?
We stick it on the bottle.
Okay, so we can stick on the bottle. You can also use tape as well, so it eventually looks like a volcano. When we finished and made it into a volcano shape, and it's dried, what do we do next?
We can paint it.
Okay, great. Maybe leave it a day, half a day, and any kinds of paint are okay. This is fine, and you can paint it so it looks like a volcano. Right, let's give it a try. Right, okay everybody, now we're going to make the volcano ready so we can erupt it later. So, we've already prepared our papier-mâché glue, so half water and half flour. If you need to make it stickier, you can add more flour. I've already got all my strips of newspaper ready to add to my bottle to make the volcano. I've got my half bottle and I've cut my cardboard. Right, so the first thing I need to use some tape to glue my bottle to the cardboard. So I'm going to do that now.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
Finished, and you can start to add the paper around the outside to make the papier-mâché, to make the shape of the volcano. Start in the middle of the bottle and then work out so it's a volcano shape. So fold my paper. It's very sticky. And then stick to the outside of the bottle.
What's left? The storms we chase are leading us.
Make sure it
Love
sticks
is all
properly
we'll ever
inside.
trust. Yeah. No, I don't wanna.
When you put the paper onto the bottle, it's important that you rub it in carefully. So let me show you. I've already got half of the volcano. I'm going to put more on the top. So when you do it, make sure there's enough glue on. Make sure it joins together carefully. Rub down the side. It gets quite messy, as you can see my glue. You can wipe it off. It doesn't matter though, because remember, you're going to paint it at the end, so that's fine. As you see, the volcano's finished now. I've added all the papier-mâché glue. When your volcano is finished, you need to leave it about a day to dry, and then you can paint it. Now the volcano is dried and it's ready to paint. So when you're painting, it can get a bit messy. Put some paper on. I'm going to use acrylic paints, but any kind of paint is okay. Right, let's make a start. So I'm mixing some black and white together to make a grey for my volcano. So I've got a lot. It's a nice grey colour. A bit more white. Start to paint. Make sure you get everywhere on the side. I'm using a bigger brush to make it easier. Remember to also paint all the bottom as well, like a rock kind of colour. You can add other parts so it looks like the top of the volcano. You can mix your colours together. The last part, I'm going to add some more yellow, a tiny bit of red, so it looks like some of my volcano is already erupted. Mix a kind of an orange, just a little bit around the top, so it looks like the volcano's already started to erupt. Just a tiny bit to mix together. You can see some of it coming out. It's kind of orange, so it looks like some of the lava has already exploded. Mixing together with the yellow, kind of a red, a bit more. We're ready to erupt our volcano. So, what ingredients do we need to make it erupt?
We need baking soda, food coloring, and vinegar.
Very lovely. Right, what's the first thing we need to do?
Add 4 spoons of baking soda carefully into the volcano.
Okay, let's do that. If there's a problem when you put it in, you can use a funnel or you can ask an adult to help you. Right, what's the next thing we need to do?
Pour half a cup of vinegar.
Okay, so I've got a smaller cup. We can use about half. If it's a bigger cup, about a quarter is fine. Okay, good. What's the next thing we need to do?
We need to add the food coloring into the vinegar.
Right, how much food coloring do you
4 or 5 drops.
Okay, great, lovely. If you want your volcano to look better, you can mix red and yellow together. Right, what do we do next?
Pour the vinegar carefully into the volcano.
Okay, great. Carefully is the important word. Maybe get an adult to help again. Okay, lovely. If there's a problem and it doesn't erupt very well, what can we do?
Add more vinegar and more baking soda.
Okay, we can give it a try. Right, let's go and erupt our volcano. Okay, we're outside now and we're ready to erupt our volcano. So, what's the first thing we need to do?
Add 4 spoons of baking soda carefully into the volcano.
Okay, right, off you go. Don't worry, if it makes a bit of a mess, you can use a funnel or get an adult to help you. I think our volcano's going to erupt on the side as well. Okay, lovely, we've done that. What's the next thing we need to do?
Pour half a cup of vinegar.
Okay, let's all do that. Let's do that together then. Right, let's do that together. Go. Let's do it. That should be enough. We've already done that. What's the next thing we need to do?
We need to add 4 or 5 drops of food coloring into the vinegar.
Okay, let's do that then. Just be careful. A little bit more is good. Okay, that's a lot. Good. We've done that now. Now we're ready. What's the next thing we need to do?
We need to pour the vinegar the volcano carefully.
Okay, let's do that. Let's give it a try. Go. Go.
看能不能把这 focus 在这。
There you can see our volcanoes erupting everywhere. You can see the red dye going everywhere. If you want, you can use red and yellow together. You can see it erupting a lot. The pressure is exploding. Give it a second. Down. And that's how your lava would go. Your lava would run down the volcano. Ours erupted quite well, but if we want to do it again, or to do more, what can we do?
Add more vinegar and more baking soda.
Okay, let's give that a try. I'll hold your vinegar. More baking soda inside. Yeah. A spoon. I think you can put a bit more in there. You're only putting a small bit. You can put more in there. Like a full spoon. Okay, lovely. Great. I'll hold that. Right, away you go. Off you go. So you can see now it's erupted more, hasn't it? It's gone even more now. There's more lava. Give it a second. We'll try it one more time for the last time. There you go. That's like the lava would run down. That's the same as it would happen in real life. Okay, let's try our last one then. Right, away you go. Right, see, so you've added more food colouring into that one. You can pour it all in, that's fine. Just be careful.
Cool.
Right, you can do the last part, finish it off. Right, as you can see, it's very messy to do this. This is why we've come outside and done it on the grass. Find somewhere, it doesn't matter if you make a mess. After it, your volcano will be destroyed. You have to throw away. But we've made our volcano erupt. So, it's bye from Guy. Right, bye everybody. Seen it erupt. But what is a volcano and why does it erupt? So how does a volcano, how is it formed? Well, inside the middle of the earth, there are lots of rocks. These rocks get very, very hot and they melt and they start to form magma, which is liquid rock. What happens is, the rocks start to get hotter and then they move. When they move, they create more pressure. The pressure under the ground, when it gets bigger and bigger, if the pressure gets too much, it starts to go to the top of the earth and it erupts. That's when you see the volcano erupt. Okay, so why does the volcano actually erupt? So, inside the earth, there are lots of plates that fit together, tectonic plates. When these plates rub against each other, they cause friction or pressure. When the pressure gets too much, and they start to move, they cause an earthquake or they cause a volcano, and then the lava comes out of the top. So these are the different parts of the volcano. You can see here: vent, ash cloud, crater, throat, conduit, and magma reservoir. Okay, so in a minute it's going to be your turn to try to remember which ones go where and write down the parts of the volcano. When you make your volcano, I've got some questions for you. I want you to choose one of these, and then we're going to use a small video app called Flipgrid. So the first question: does the temperature of the vinegar affect how fast the volcano erupts? If the vinegar is hotter or colder, does it erupt more or less? Number two, if you change the shape of the volcano, does it affect how much it erupts? So my volcano looked like a normal volcano. If you make it wider or smaller, is it different? Number three, what can you add to the lava to make it more like real lava? Harder, less like liquid? And last one, number four, how much baking soda and vinegar should you use to make the biggest eruption? If you want to change the amount we used, see what you can do. Right, it's your turn now.
Okay, as you can see, here is the volcano. You can print this out and try to label the volcano, same as we've just seen in the PowerPoint. As well as labeling the volcano, the 4 questions I asked you to look at, you can use Flipgrid, this one here, making a volcano. So I'd like you to upload a video or some photos of what you did around about 1 minute to a maximum of 1 minute 30 seconds. Don't worry, it will make the subtitles for you. Here is a QR code for you to use. You can either use this number here to access it, or you can just use the QR code here. Right, great. I'm looking forward to seeing your volcanoes and what you do.
Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing your volcanoes and what you make. So, it's bye from Guy, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode of Guy's Science. Okay, see you later.